That's not a question for me. So it's good that Patrick is here now, um, to address all these questions and all these non-sportive things, because in the last 6 months I've been talking a lot about stadiums and seats and a lot of things who are not my business, to be honest. But I was the only one speaking in the club. So with that kind of questions for the future, that's for Patrick to address. Then I can focus on the football. That stays my job to do here in the club.
Do you think the club are due for an apology though, given the magnitude of the situation?
I think Willie Cullen was really clear what he said about it. Maybe other people can do also, but that's between club and other people. That's not my job to be involved in it.
Well, they also made it clear that the officials concerned won't be involved in games this weekend. Do you think that's the appropriate course of action?
Again, it's not my job to say what the sanctions would be. That's the job of the SFA and Willie Cullen to do that. My job is to get my team ready for the next game, mentally, physically, technically, tactically. That's my job to do, and not all the other things around and all the politics around and all these things. Because if I put all my attention to that, I stop doing my job really well, and that's the sportive side of the club here, to make that better.
You said that people around Europe have been talking about Sunday's final. Have you personally spoke to people in Belgium about?
I had a lot of questions and texts, but not only me, also all the foreign players. I had also from players in Monaco who sent me messages about that action. Yes, all of Europe has been talking about that, yes.
How pleased are you that you can now just concentrate on the football side of it?
I hope so, because I get a lot of questions not about football. No. It's gonna stay a scar. This moment, like I had a few in my player career in moments. This will stay one, but it's now looking forward and to make a bright future with the club and with this team, and to focus on that on Dundee. So all my focus, all my energy is into that.
Do you think that you've spoken about Patrick coming in, and you said previously things have come onto your desk that shouldn't come onto manager's desk? How can that feed into the product on the pitch, because you've had so much externally to focus on, whereas now, as you say, you won't have to talk about non-sporting issues, or shouldn't have to?
Yes, so now I can do my job fully about the sportive side, and I lost some time along the way with that, and I cannot say if it had a big influence in about where the team is now. I cannot say that. Maybe in the amount of sleep I had the last couple of months, yes, for sure. About the amount of time I had with my wife, yes, for sure. So maybe she will be more happy for the future. No, it's just about that, and that everybody can do his job and have a really good feeling. With Patrick about that, with Niels about that, who has also different responsibilities than a few months ago, so that we can go in the right direction with the club.
That Rangers B team victory over Celtic, Philippe, you were at the game. Does that convince you that any of the youngsters there are ready to make the step up to the first team?
Not yet after that game, because it was not an amazing game, to be honest, and they know also themselves. So there's still a gap to take. To be a starting 11 then, I don't speak about getting playing minutes or to get experiences, but really to be starting 11, I think the gap is still there. But it's a logical thing also. Also from that team, from Celtic, there's nobody starting with the first team. And there's a big gap in between. We talked about that already a lot, about academies in Scotland, and then the expectation with being in Rangers and competing to get domestic titles, domestic cups, and European football against top European teams. To close that gap, I think there need to be steps in between. So in the club, we had a lot of talks about that in this past year. In the SFA, people try to make also things better to close down the gap, and it's something you cannot close down in 1 month. There need to be a lot of actions to be made for the future, I think.
Apologies if you've been asked this, but what is Suter's timescale for fitness?
My medical staff don't like that I speak about that publicly and that's normal because sometimes some things go faster, sometimes go a little bit slower, and then you can say, okay, it was expected at that moment and it's not there yet, and so it will for sure he will not play this month. Let's say that for sure, and then we will see towards January. I expect a tough battle, like they always give, with a tough organization to stop us, with Murray, with his runs and his energy. On the transitions also, they're dangerous and counting on set pieces. They have a few really good players behind Murray also, with Tiffany, with Cameron, who can make the difference with an action on their own. So we know we have the wall to break, and to see that you don't run into their knife in the transitions, and so we need to play a very focused, very good game again, with a lot of energy. Like the team is showing the last month better than the month before, and that month better than the month before. So we need to continue having this hunger and desire to become better and to show that.
Thanks, everyone.
Please.